In June 2026, one of the world's most advanced artificial intelligence systems was released. Researchers called it revolutionary, developers called it extraordinary, investors called it the future. But within days, the United States government intervened. Access was restricted, questions were raised, and a confrontation began between Silicon Valley and Washington. The model was called Claude Fable 5, and its story may reveal how the future of artificial intelligence will be controlled. On June 9, 2026, Anthropic announced Claude Fable 5, presenting it as a public-facing release connected to its more advanced Mythos program. According to reporting and Anthropic's public materials, Fable 5 was designed with safeguards that restricted use in certain higher-risk domains. Anthropic described Mythos as a more tightly controlled access program intended for vetted environments and partners. The release represented a broader availability milestone for technology that had previously been more limited in distribution. Anthropic is a leading AI safety and research company behind the Claude family of models. Claude Fable 5 is a Mythos-class model built for advanced reasoning, long-horizon tasks, and agentic workflows. It excels at software engineering, complex knowledge work, and advanced vision tasks. It can extract numbers from charts and even reconstruct source code from screenshots. Because it is so capable, including in biochemistry and cybersecurity, Fable 5 uses advanced safety classifiers that block high-risk requests and fall back to a less powerful model. Anthropic's unrestricted counterpart, Claude Mythos 5, is limited to highly vetted research and cybersecurity programs. Only days after launch, reports emerged that the US government had ordered restrictions on Anthropic's most advanced AI systems. Narration explains national security concerns surrounding frontier AI capabilities. Anthropic publicly challenged the government's decision. Anthropic argued that the vulnerabilities were neither new nor unique. Before the government restrictions, another warning sign had already appeared. Trust matters, security matters, control matters. For decades, nations competed for oil, resources, industry, and information. Now they are competing for intelligence itself. The AI race is no longer just about technology companies. It is about nations, power, influence, and the future global balance of power. The debate surrounding Claude Fable 5 is not really about one model. It is about the future of humanity. Who controls intelligence? Who benefits from it? Who regulates it? And how much power should any system possess? Every technological revolution changes civilization. The steam engine transformed industry. Electricity transformed society. The internet transformed communication. Artificial intelligence may transform everything. Whether Claude Fable 5 becomes humanity's greatest invention, or the moment we realize the risks of our own ambition, will depend on the choices we make next. Because the future of artificial intelligence is still being written, and the race has only just begun. A minute after the credits, an encrypted memo surfaces, redacted pages, a single phrase left intact. Project Aegis. Timestamp: 02:17 a.m., Ashburn, Virginia. A silent data center. A transfer authorized by no one. Aegis isn't a model, it's a switch. Global. One flip, and training runs everywhere go dark. 72 hours. Allies briefed. Rivals listening. Silicon Valley holds its breath. Next. Who controls the off switch? June 2026. One of the world's most powerful artificial intelligence systems had just been released. Researchers called it revolutionary. Developers called it a breakthrough. Investors called it the future. But within days, the United States government intervened. A national security warning was issued. Access restrictions were ordered, and one of Silicon Valley's most ambitious AI companies suddenly found itself in a direct confrontation with Washington. The battle was not over oil, not over weapons, not over territory. It was over intelligence itself. Behind secure glass and humming coolant lines, Fable 5 came online. Trained across tens of thousands of GPUs, orchestrated by data centers the size of stadiums. Anthropic called it a Mythos-class frontier model. Faster, broader, deeper. It wrote production-grade systems end-to-end, debugged itself, coordinated multi-step software deployments without losing the plot. On research benches, it ran week-long reasoning loops, summarizing papers, generating experiments, critiquing its own methods, then trying again. In strategy sandboxes, it weighed trade-offs across dozens of variables, simulating outcomes, updating plans, justifying every pivot with crisp, auditable logic. Dashboards glowed. Latency down, accuracy up, tool use seamless. Supporters saw an engine for a new productivity epoch. Code, science, strategy, all accelerated. Critics saw something else. An intelligence that could plan over long horizons, route around obstacles, improve itself within guardrails that might not always hold. Fable 5 wasn't just another model. It was a system that turned intention into execution, and that changed the stakes for everyone. Washington, D.C. at dawn. Briefcases, badges, closed doors. Then came the order. According to Anthropic, the U.S. government instructed the company to suspend access to Fable 5 Mythos 5 for foreign nationals, citing national security concerns. But officials, the company says, offered few specifics about the alleged threat. Faced with the directive, Anthropic chose certainty over segmentation. Instead of carving out countries, it pulled the plug. Across the globe, digital portals dimmed. Access points blinked red, dashboards timed out, developers hit dead links, research queues evaporated mid-run, maps went dark, one region at a time, headlines lit up in their place. In a single move, Fable 5 shifted from world engine to silent server, by order, not by failure. The government's alarm centered on a narrow, potential jailbreak risk, an exploit that could sidestep an AI's safety rails. In cybersecurity terms, it's not a system collapse, but a clever detour. Prompt patterns that coax restricted outputs past digital guards. Anthropic pushed back. The company argued the vulnerability wasn't unique, nor unprecedented. Variations of it have appeared across multiple AI generations industry-wide. If that's the baseline, they asked, why this order? Why now? Executives questioned whether the remedy matched the risk. Was a global shutdown proportional to a contained, well-studied class of exploits? They pressed for specifics, for evidence, for a clear risk model. and for transparency that could be peer-reviewed rather than implied behind closed doors. Two frames emerged. On one side, precaution against a hypothetical breach. On the other, a demand for due process and technical clarity. Between them, the screen split, and the tension spiked. The debate was no longer about software, it was about national power. For decades, governments controlled advanced technologies through export restrictions on hardware, semiconductors, supercomputers, advanced manufacturing tools. Now, for one of the first times, restrictions appeared to target the AI model itself, not the machine, not the chip, the intelligence. This marked a profound shift in how governments view artificial intelligence, not as a product, but as a national asset. Silicon Valley blueprints gave way to satellite feeds, secure comms, war room maps. The question wasn't, does it work? It was, who gets to wield it? And for the first time, the off switch looked less like a button and more like a border. Pentagon walls, frosted glass, badge checks. What began as a product roadmap was now a policy battlefield. Long before the Fable 5 leak, quiet briefings guarded meetings a disagreement that never made the press release. Procurement memos circulated. Pilot contracts dangled. But when Anthropic drew a line on deployment and control, the room chilled. The model wasn't just software, it was leverage. And leverage demands custody. Inside SCIF corridors, the language shifted. Capabilities, containment, continuity of operations. Who certifies? Who audits? Who gets the keys? Defense contractors pressed for access. Agencies pressed for guarantees. Anthropic pressed for limits. Reports surfaced. Tensions already existed between the company and federal authorities. Now, Fable 5 turned to simmer into a signal flare. This wasn't a technical dispute, it was a jurisdictional one. A live test case for the new chain of command over machine intelligence. In the shadow of the Pentagon, a simple question echoed down steel halls. If an AI can shape power, who gets to power it on? And who decides when it goes dark? Behind the controversy lies a larger reality. Artificial intelligence is becoming one of the most strategically important technologies in human history. Governments understand this. Technology companies understand this. Investors understand this. The world is witnessing the emergence of a new global competition, a race for intelligence itself. Kinetic map lines streak across the globe, nodes pulsing over Washington, Beijing, Brussels, New Delhi, Tokyo. In the United States, vast data centers bloom across deserts. Chip roadmaps tighten with export controls. Public-private alliances pour billions into compute. Policy podiums promise leadership. Venture capital fuels the next model, and the next after that. In China, state-backed compute clusters, sovereign datasets. A mandate to fuse AI across industry and defense. Funding charts climb. Provincial pilots become national platforms. In Europe, safety by design, audits, liability. Regulations harden into market rules. Shape the code by shaping the gate. Member states seed sovereign models. Greenlight strategic fabs. In India, talent at population scale. National stacks, public datasets. Frugal innovation for billions. AI for language. AI for agriculture. AI for logistics. An infrastructure of inclusion doubling as leverage. In Japan, robotics. Edge AI. Reliability. Corporate consortia chase efficient models. Ministries fund safety benchmarks and trusted deployment. Overhead, the supply chain tightens. Chips as the new steel. Compute as energy. Data as terrain. Alliances form. Corridors light up across map lines. Semiconductor partnerships. Research packs. Cloud sovereignty zones. This is no longer just about smarter products. National capacity. Strategic autonomy. Tempo. If the Pentagon asked who holds the keys, who sets the pace? Speed is power. Alignment is the finish line that keeps moving. The story of Fable 5 is not really about one company, or one government, or one AI model. It is about a question humanity has never faced before. What happens when artificial intelligence becomes powerful enough to be treated like a strategic national resource? Who should control it? Who should regulate it? Who should have access? And how far should governments go in the name of national security? As data streams lace the planet and future cities glow, classrooms, boardrooms, labs, living rooms, do we keep intelligence open or lock it behind sovereign walls? Do we move fast to win or slow down to make sure we deserve to? Are models a public utility or a protected arsenal? Some propose licenses, audits, and global safety benchmarks. Others argue for compute commons, public interest models, and rights of access. Defense planners want red lines and off-switch councils. Civil society wants transparency and consent. Scientists want time to align what we are racing to build. Over Earth's curve, the lines converge on a single choice: centralized power to stay safe or distribute it to stay free. The race measures speed. This question measures us. Every generation faces a technology that reshapes the world. For previous generations, it was electricity, then aviation, then the internet. Today, it may be artificial intelligence. The battle over Claude Fable 5 may one day be remembered as the moment the world realized that AI was no longer just a technology story. It had become a geopolitical story, and the outcome may shape the future of the 21st century. Like, share, and subscribe to continue the story.